We're doing a test broadcast live here from Legit League, the match, Highland National, the Nash.
Tonight, it's a battle, one group text in the making. The stage is set for a clash of League Titans. Our competitors, you know them well. First up, Dan McAdam, the league bad boy with a big mouth, a long drive, and a history in match play that's rivaled by no one. He'll be taking the fight straight to the man always looking for one, Greg Sherbrawn Weaver. Greg threw the gauntlet, and he may even use it as a golf glove tonight. Two men enter. Only one will leave as the first ever champion of The Match, sponsored by Legit League.
We're here at Highland National, the Nash, the birthplace of golf in the city of St. Paul, Minnesota, the most livable city in America. And we're here, the Legit League season, regular season rather, has wrapped up, except for one final exhibition, the match. The long sought-after contest between Dan McAdam and Greg Weaver, nay Sherbrawn. Joe, we've been looking forward to this event for quite a while. Dill is a heavy hitter, up and down. Greg may have up to 3 5-woods in his bag. Anything can really happen. You've been following these guys all season. What are your thoughts?
I appreciate that, Dennis. A lot of things to look forward to tonight. Just really excited to be out here with the guys. I think what springs eternal and fall as the leaves fall to their death is hope and the belief in new life. And which one of these competitors, Dennis, has changed, metamorphosized even who he is through the change of a name? I think that is the competitor to keep an eye on as he moves from death to new life, and that would be Greg Weaver Nation Brown. I think his steady pitter-patter of a game, 5-wood, 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 putt with a 5-wood, 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 while Dill's in the trees yelling about architecture. I think that might be the difference. I'd be surprised if it goes 9, I'll tell you that much, but I like Greg early tonight.
The Vegas lines. Early money was coming in on Dill. As we tee off here, though, it's a straight pick 'em.
That's right. Money moved from Dill minus 165. He went all the way to minus 195. Early, dumb, some would say dumb money, came in on Dill. And it was a lot of the West Side guys who believe in the braggadociousness, the cheddar chatter, the just loudness, and the I'm drinking beers at Oakdale or whatever the hell he golfs thing. But then slowly but surely the line started to creep back. And then it went from a creep to a sprint. Even money right now on both. It's a pick 'em for the Vegas odds, but I think smart money is on Greg. Dill makes birdies. More money on Dill birdies than not. Doesn't pay much. That's what I'll watch tonight. I'm going to watch a lot of guys lose bets because they made tickets that were against themselves. There's been a couple of solid bets, Perrick's being one of them, that said, I'm all in on Greg. And let it be known that there's one man who had no idea what we were doing. His name's Sandbar, and he put all of his nuggets on Greg, more birdies.
Well, that's the synopsis, and we're just getting started here, so stay tuned. We'll be following these guys all day. So I'm here with Dan McAdam. He's one of the contestants tonight at the Legit League, the match. He's not the favorite against all odds. Well, no odds, I guess. But we want to hear. Talk to us about what you're looking for. What do you see in your opponent? How are you approaching this match?
Well, now, first of all, Steve, I just want to say it's great to see you. How are you? How's the family?
It's been a while.
How's the family?
Yeah, they're doing great.
Great.
That's not what I heard.
Appreciate what you're doing here tonight. What was your question?
I wanted to know how you're approaching this match. It's very important.
Hold that thing up to your face a little bit closer.
A little closer like this?
Thank you. Yeah.
All right. How are you approaching this match with your opponent here right behind us?
I tell you what. Arch nemesis, he said. There's a thing here. This is more important to one of us than it is to the other. And I think we can tell who that is. There's a blood rivalry for one of us. It's a beautiful evening for the other of us. So, I'm out here. I'm going to play my game tonight.
Are you concerned that you don't have any strokes?
I'm concerned that he doesn't have any strokes. It's unbelievable that I don't have to give him strokes. But you know what? That's what the gin says. So here we are, playing straight up. I'm looking forward to it.
Great. All right, as you got it from here. I'm here with one of our contestants, Greg Weaver. He is the other contestant, I guess. Yes. This whole match was his idea, and I'm really curious to know how he feels. So, Greg, we're about to tee off here. Where are your nerves at? What are you thinking?
I'm not really that nervous. To to me, it's just another match, another day playing golf. He's the one that has to be nervous, honestly. You know, he's apparently better than me, so.
You're coming into this match with no strokes. Your gin handicap number is around 8. Not many rounds on that gin. Are you feeling like you're underpowered?
I don't believe in the gin system. It's rigged. Ginned up, if you will. I get why people need it, but I don't need it.
What do you think is going to be your key to victory tonight?
Staying within myself, not listening to, you know, I'm assuming there's going to be a lot of comments, a lot of commentary, and I just got to stay focused.
This is the first tee shot of the day. Dan McAdam has driver on the first. Strong left-hand grip. He will hit a rope hook at the trees, and he will quickly reload. Let's go to Bob, who's playing in the undercard tonight. It's a game that doesn't matter and nobody cares about, so Bob's right at home. Go ahead, Bob.
Bob Sheridan, medical correspondent. Dan McAdam is suffering from a flare-up of gout.
Let's see how the second tee shot goes with gout. That's a heavily uric acid disease. This is going to be a uric acid shot.
Known as the King's disease.
Indeed. There's a king shot if I've ever seen one.
Bobby! Holy buckets!
Woo! Wow!
The Office.
Toy Story 2.
This is the first tee shot for Greg Weaver. Weaver steps up, tees it up right side, high with an orange tee. He's got that hard, aggressive, unnecessarily violent swing. Here goes Greg, right hand down. Left hand through the ball. It's a flare. It's a pop-up to right. It's going to be knocked down by the wind, and it will end the inning. It's fly out to right for Greg Weaver with runners in scoring position again. He'll leave him stranded. He quickly re-tees. Weaver, he has weirdly patterned shorts. Not sure of the material. Could be hemp, could be sackcloth. Steps into it. That's exactly right. What was free? Needs one in the fairway. Let's see if he has it. Oh, he does. It's a sweet butter cut, and the match is underway. Welcome to Behind the First Tee. This is Lydia, the cart girl tonight. She'll be driving around, hopefully providing plenty amount of alcohol for everybody. It looks like JC. Let's get a shot of JC's hands real quick. Ready to rock. Lydia, your thoughts tonight. It's Dill versus Greg in a grudge match. I mean, I'd say since 2005 in the making, we're pushing 17 years of deep-seated hatred and really unbridled raw masculinity. Who do you like tonight?
Yeah, well, I don't know. Yeah, all of them.
Outstanding. Now, when you drive around, what makes a good group of golfers to provide beverages to?
They're friendly. They buy a lot. Yeah, yeah.
And true or false, the guy right there in the hoodie, is he or is he not the most attractive man to ever walk up to a cart?
Yes.
Outstanding. Thanks for being here, Lydia. We'll see you around the course.
Oh my golly. Oh my. Get up! All right, in the bunker.
Dill from the bunker, and he left it in there. He left it in the bunker. Here he goes. This must be his fourth for par. He pops it up left side. It does not get the rollout he needs. He is frustrated. He is angry. Things could get goofy. I beg your pardon. Let's zoom in on that. Do we see it rolling out? Unrelated, a hobo in a red shirt and a Devani's visor is also playing golf with us tonight. That's cheeky. That's cheeky. Getting better. Do it! Oh, if only anybody cared. We're going to film John, too. I don't know that it matters. John, he's got that granite putter. He's from the fringe, 5 feet through the fringe. He's got to get it all the way through. It jumps, it hops. It's going to be racing. It's on greased rails. It needs to turn. It's turning. It needs to slow and turn. It's turning more. John Leatherman, yo! Nelly! This is Greg for birdie, a chip. We've got Dill down. He's shooting his fifth, 10 feet deep of the hole. Greg. Oh, no, he chunked it. Let's see if he gets the rollout he needs. It's going to take the little sliver, hands on the hips. He still has a putt to win the hole from there. This is a par putt for Greg to win the first hole, to go one up. We're going to call it with our one eye. We're going to say it's a putt from 22 feet. It's going to move hard right, especially when it gets toward the hole. He bends down, he chokes down, he puts it out left. It's got the speed. Does it have the height? It does not. It is low of the hole. It is given for a bogey. So now Dan McAdam, Dill. This is for 5 to tie the hole. Backwards hat Dill, missing the short shorts as the autumn weather has blown in overnight. He lines it up, feet close together. 2 practice swings. He'll put the putter behind the ball, shuffles his feet, and it's down. 2 more shuffles, 1 more look. Back through the ball, rolling. Does it have the line? It does, and we're off and running. A big halve on the first. We'll go to the second here at the match for the Legit League. We're on the walk to the second tee. Greg, how's that feel? You had a putt to win the hole, and then you were given a 2-footer up the hill. As a result, Dan buried a 10-footer to tie the hole. How'd that make you feel? Opportunity lost?
Absolutely. Yep.
Okay, what are you going to do to bounce back?
Got to settle a little bit, the nerves,
Understood. What makes you feel nervous more than golf? Why is it being with your wife? We're behind the second tee. Dan McAdam just buried a putt to tie the hole. Dan, how are you feeling about this?
Great. I mean, obviously not the start I envisioned, but the putt. You'll be fine, Bob. You're left of the trap. But I even felt good about the putt. Made a great putt.
It was a solid putt. Did you feel a little gamemanship giving that putt to Greg?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's part of it.
You're a gangster. This is a walk and talk. We're walking and talking off the second tee. We've got Fred Smith here, caddy for Dan McAdam. Fred, as the caddy tonight, what do you see as your number one job? Picking the right club or keeping your guy calm?
Keeping my guy calm, and I'll tell you what, that big putt on 1 is what's going to really keep us in it. Burying a 10-footer in the heart right when another guy feels like he's got it in the bag. Definitely not in the bag. Definitely going to be fighting all night on Team McAdam.
That's Fred Smith, living vicariously through Dill, who knows how to win at match play. Welcome to the second fairway. Quickly moving to the 13th fairway. We've got our local agronomist here, Ross Stedman, DNR Roots, DNR Cred. Ross, what do we know about the fairways on the back at Highland that's a little different than the front that's going to cause trouble for Greg?
Well, yeah, I think Greg has already missed his ball, if we're being honest, and so I think the grass is probably the least of his concerns. But this is the Bent 409 blend, looking really nice. I'm a little concerned about how cool it got last night. That is the coolest we've had in quite a while. So I think that'll be interesting to see how that plays out today.
Outstanding. Greg is waving along somebody on a different fairway to go by him. So he has waved someone up the 11th. He's playing the second from the 13th. It's entirely confusing as to what could possibly be going on. Greg, you know where your ball is? Dan McAdam, even, all square after 1 from a big putt. He's got 90 yards, not even, let's call it 82, from the fairway. That big loopy swing, hoists it up there. I can't see the flag in the sun. He didn't like it. He hit the ground again. I think he blew it right. Now we go to Greg. Greg, even with the 150, let's say if we're going to draw the circle with our protractor, he'd be 150 out. He's got to carry a monster tree. Ross, is that an oak? Okay, it's not an oak. The ball is up. It's going to flare right. It's going actually at the 13th green for reasons unknown. And Greg has hit the green, I think, on the 13th. We will have to take this in from a higher vantage point as Greg has now found himself in the wilderness. Truly, he talked on that walk from the first green to the second tee when he had a hole in his pocket ripped from him as Dan buried a putt. About the nerves, I think the nerves are showing now. He's got to get up and down for par from the 13th green to get to the second hole here at the match, sponsored by the Legit League. Here at the second hole, traditionally a very difficult hole on the front. Elevated green, they recently grew in the rough here. Tighten the fairway. Greg, wandering slowly, aimlessly, without purpose, finds his ball. Ross, let's bring you in. Greg coming over. Is that a white pine?
You know what? I think that might be a Norway. That might be a Norway pine. I don't think it's got quite the needles that we're looking for on a white pine. But I think, there's a lot of air in there. I think he's going to go over it. He's trying to go over it. I think he might probably hit it, if I'm being honest. Let's see. He tried to go over it. That's pretty good. Those are 90% air.
All right, and 90% air and 100% on the green. It's a par putt for Greg. Now Dan McAdam. Let's get over around his bag. This is Dan with a wedge. Back and through, spins it up, flicks the wrist. Is it going to spin? It will. It'll go a little deep. Couple of par putts coming up next on the match, sponsored by the Legit League. First time I met Peric was actually on this hole. He was, for some reason, carrying a selfie stick with a camera, filming me. This is about, 18 months ago. Talk about your film career and how it totally flamed out.
It's still going. It's in the budding stage. I was wondering, actually, do you have anything that is the opposite of a microphone for Joe? Something like
It's called a muffler.
Or attenuator?
You know how they make those trumpets that go like that?
A mute.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Into the sun, can you see it? This is a par putt for Greg. A par putt for Greg to force Dan to make yet another putt. He's going to have to send it out right. It's going to snap left, particularly when it loses speed. He's got that ugly low grip, those ugly black socks. Bob Shadow in the way. He spins it out. He spun it too far, and that is going to roll out just a little bit, and the meat on that bone is still cooking. This is John Leatherman. Another person playing golf tonight. We don't know why. That's a putt for, I think, nothing. It's just into a void. John's existence right now matters not. If a person could be a black hole, John is that. Dan with a casual dick question. A sly grin from the Oak Ridge member. And you'll walk in for another big putt to try to win the hole and take the first lead of the night. For par to win the hole, Dan McAdam. It's through the ball. It's soft enough. Will it turn? It turned too much, and the meat on that bone sizzles. And now Greg, he'll lay his putter on the ground in a way that doesn't help him at all make a putt. This is for bogey, so I wouldn't say that we're necessarily lighting it up early on, as the sun will prepare to fall out of the sky so fast and darkness will set. Greg for bogey. To force a make, Greg pounds it deep. Greg gets a good call for a tidy 6. Dan McAdam with a putt to win the hole. Transfusions tonight sponsored by Mercedes. Thank you, Mercedes, for the transfusion. I think he leaves it out a touch left. Buries it, and Dan McAdam takes a 1-up lead through 2. We go to the third on the match, sponsored by Legit League. On our way to the third tee. Real quick, most attractive man in the group, talk about a little bit your experience so far through 2 holes. Dan's 1 up through 2. Go.
I'm buzzing a tiny bit.
Just a scotch.
Bets are hitting so far. I just bet against Dill on the last hole. I bet for Greg to win that one. Side bet.
Beg your pardon, do we have a side bet going?
$25 I just lost. Just kidding. It was just $1. Just $1. Don't worry, Bex.
Worry. You should worry.
But, yeah, no, just looking forward to a really good night here. I'm about to grab one of those Transfusies. I'm trying to change the name to Transfusi.
I appreciate that. That's woke enough for me.
There you go.
We'll go to the third tee next. Welcome to the third tee. Par 3, 376-yard Dan McAdam has driver. He'll send that one out right down the middle. It's going to stay right there. Honk, honk, coming down Main Street in his hot new car. It's Dan McAdam. We'll turn the camera off because John's going to hit and nobody gives a rip. Now Greg, 1 down. Chance to go 1 up on the first, missed out on, and then buried on the second. He's got to make a comeback or this could get away from him quick. Let's see if he can keep it without hitting that tree on the left. Powers it through. It's a slice working right at the tree line. Is it going to go at the trees? It will not. Let's move here. We're going to catch up. We're going to walk past Greg because he's not winning. We're going to catch up with our leader. That's Dan McAdam. Dan, real quick, Joe Kolar from the LegitLeague.tv network. Let's talk about your last putt to win the second hole. What did you see in that putt and how did you make it?
You know, I'll be honest, not a lot, right? First putt was obviously faster than I expected. But you see the ball go by the hole. Huge help, right? That's that you know what it's going to do coming back. Straight back up the hill, center cup. Easy putt, honestly.
That's 2 putts made on 2 consecutive holes. Were they rolling that way at Oak Ridge today, or is this something you found just here at your home at Highland?
I tell you what, you'll be shocked to hear, I did not play golf today. I spent the 4 hours leading up to this drinking in the clubhouse. I never got out on the golf course. Hit a few balls, rolled over here. So I'm in a good place mentally. We'll see where it goes.
Freed up, confident, and burying putts. That's Dan McAdam as we go to the second shots here at the third. At the match, sponsored by the Legit League. We are live, third green. Greg's got to hoist one up there. It's got to sit. It's got to sit, and it's going to stand, and it's going to start walking away. See you later. So Greg is there in 4. Dan with a birdie putt. Hey, real quick, you're right here. There's a man on the street. Man in the vest. One question I have is, you're the kind of guy who might know about the color matching rule for shingles in Minnesota. Can you run that down for us real quick?
I mean,
At the camera, please.
I mean, biggest thing here, color matching. So, first off, if you have had hail damage in your area or think you might have hail damage, reach out 952-353-3669 SO Mara at premier-roofing.com. Free inspections, no worries, no obligations from you at this time. But color matching, if we do not find that shingle that is currently on your roof and is currently produced, guess what? You're going to get a free roof at the dime of your insurance. So give me a shout out. Holla at you, boy. I got you.
Roofs, golf, here at the match. John for birdie to win the hole. Nobody knows the score of this match, and nobody cares. He'll put the granite back and through. Here it comes. Are John's pants short? Too short for him? Like, are John's pants short like his putt? No, outstanding. Can't believe it. Can't believe it. I had a real quick, man. Well, let's check what's going on. This is Greg for bogey. Dill has a putt for birdie. So if Greg is a man and he misses his putts, he should give the hole. We're going to call it 15 feet. It's not going to come back. It's not coming back left. Everything breaks toward Hamlin. It stays there. Should give it. Greg, be a gentleman at least. You're putting for 6. He's putting for 3. Has the hole been given? Dan goes 2 up through 3 here at the match, sponsored by the Legit League. We're at the 4th tee box here at Highland National, America's premier municipal golf course. Eric Pigpen-Meyer once had his car stolen from the parking lot yonder, and that makes him an expert on this hole. It's an uphill par 4. From the blues, it's going to play right around 162. It says, Eric, what's the key to the strategy on this hole, and who do you think is going to come out on top as Dill leads it 2 holes up through 3?
So the key here is getting it to the green. I did not see Greg's shot because it wasn't very good. And Dill left it in the bunker, but Dill can get up and down. Now, the problem is that once you get to the middle of the green, it does slope away from you. So you have to have the distance to get to the slope, but not so much that you run off the green.
You heard it here first. Did you ever get your car back?
Yes, I did. It's better than ever. I can't wait to sell it and get a better one.
Thanks to Kia, sponsor of the match, sponsored by the Legit League. Walking up to the par 3 4th, the green, we've got social media influencer J.C. Dillahunty. He's a public school teacher at a school just yonder. Talk about your influencer status and what you're trying to do right now to generate a little social media buzz, as the kids say, here for the match.
Overall goal, grow the game. Everyone knows. Why is that funny?
I'm committed to growing the game as well. I support you.
Okay. Overall.
Nobody laughs at dreams.
Just trying.
What's funny about that to you?
Just trying to grow the game.
Why are you laughing?
Just trying to grow the game out here. Most importantly, I'm trying to reach my 225 followers.
Hashtag influencer.
100, not 1,000. 225 followers. We're going to see how many folks sign in to watch this live action on the green tonight. Eric, what'd you set the over-under at?
9.5.
So if we get up to 10.
Kitty bar the door, we're getting paid. We're at the 4th green with our local agronomist, Ross Stedman, DNR Roots, DNR Cred. That's Greg from the trees. It's got to spin. It does spin. The sun drops fast. Talk about the autumnal equinox and the impact that has on the local horticulture.
Yeah, I want to talk first about the sand. Yeah, let's do that.
We're going to walk and talk.
I like this. I mean, just want to take a quick sample. This is good sand. Don't you think? Like, look, there's a lot fewer rocks in here than you would normally expect on a course like the Nash. So I think they brought in fresh sand. I'm not sure from where, but
Just for the match?
oh yeah, yeah. Oh, this is well funded. I'm not gonna say where we got our money. But
Thank you, Mercedes.
yeah, so this is looking good. Yeah, the sun, it's lower, a little further south in the sky, so it's it is tough to see right now on this hole. I think it's gonna be a benefit on hole 8 because it'll probably be dark. So we're not really worried about that. So yeah, back to you.
That's why we keep Ross around. It'll probably be dark by hole 8. Let's go to the green. Greg for par. It's a long putt. He takes a violent practice stroke. He's taken 3 of them. It's got to go, let's say, another 30 feet. It's going to go up, then down. It's up, and now it's got to come down. It has to turn left. It has to turn left and go. And let's get a let's zoom in on agronomist Ross' phone. It looks like JC going live on IG. That's what the kids call Instagram.
So our wives do now know what we are doing tonight.
I mean, they're aware. I'm sure they understand. This is Dill to win the hole, to go 3 up through 4. Putter's back, putter's through. It's got to go. Get legs. Will it get there? It does not. We have some on-course analysis from Perrick. Perrick, what did you think about that putting stroke?
It was tentative. He knew it was uphill, but he went a little slow, and it just his compensations didn't work there. That's my.
Would Witch Hazel have helped?
Would have given him a little boost.
It felt like that's all that putt needed.
Yeah, little boost, little. Yeah, he needed to endure that backstroke, and he kind of weakened. Oh.
The match sponsored by Witch Hazel. Endure. We've gone 4 holes. Greg finds himself down 2. Greg Weaver, Nay Chabron. Talk about what it's like to be in a match like this, drinking a pretty stinking heavy beer. That's a big beer. You're 2 down through 4. How do you see yourself getting back into this?
One hole at a time. One shot at a time, to be honest with you.
What shot do you think is going to make the difference here on hole 5, a par 5, where Dan clearly has an advantage thanks to his length?
Start with the drive. One shot.
Would you start with a putt, though?
No, never.
You can't do that.
I would.
The match sponsored by Legit League. We'll be back soon. The match so far has been it's not been an up and down affair. It's been a Dill making putts affair. Greg's here, finding himself in the wilderness, seeking, searching, discerning, a man wandering. Like the Israelites in the desert, Greg finds himself searching for the promised land. His drive on 5 now. Oh, and it's piped. You talk about the Bible, the preacher's kid responds. Take me to Bible study. Fred Smith, how do you feel about your guy? He's 2 up through 4.
What, 2 up with 4 down? What I'm feeling like is we should be 4 up through 4. We could have taken that ridiculous line you had on this ending on 5, could have had some money on it. My guy has made 3 bogeys, still cleaning the clock with a guy who hasn't been washed in decades. We're feeling great.
Let's talk about Fred's bets.
The bottom line is Fred has no idea how to bet on sports, and it's fun to watch it happen in real time. Oh, look, a note from Basher. It's John Basher Leatherman. We're about to go to the 5th hole. We have no idea what the score of your match is that actually matters for the league. Go ahead and update us.
I believe it's the same as the main event, which is Bob is 2 up on me.
A lot of trees in Oregon, so it's good practice. Talk about your future and where you're about to relocate to.
Well, where I'm going, there is no golf off season, so I look forward to being able to play golf a lot in the rain and really hone in my skills so that when I come back, I can be more victorious than I already am.
Outstanding. You know what else there is in an offseason for in Oregon? Proposals. There's always time to get down on one knee. Let's talk about hashtag commit to Mel. What do you want to say to Mel right now, months before you propose?
Hi. That's it.
Stay with the shot.
Stay with the shot.
Stay with the shot. Stay with the shot. Stay with the shot. And what do you want to say to Mel months before you propose?
Hi.
Stay with the shot. Stay with the shot. Well, that's it with John Basher Leatherman. We're going back to the match next, sponsored by the Legit League. We're going here on the 5th fairway. Bob hit a bomb. Let's talk to Devani's finest employee. Bob, how's your match going?
There is a current promotion at Devani's where if you donate money to Devani's, people will get their My Very Own Bed. Great charity. Check it out. What was the question, sir?
Dan McAdam. It's a wedge. No, it looks like a 5-iron. It's a TP 5-iron from the fairway. Pounds it. It's a good spot. It's going to be perfect. It should kick left. His caddy liked it. He twirls. He twirls it like a little girl in the ballerina class. All right, JC's filming for nobody but himself. And no, do we really? Welcome to the viewers. Whoa, Kyle. Welcome, Kyle. Kyle, hey, live interview with JC on his live stream with me looking at JC. Kyle Wicks, first of all, Kyle Wicks, you told me about building a stoop in landscaping with blocks at Groveland Tap. You were right. I got screwed. It totally failed, but then I sold the house. I moved. I tried to buy the house back. It didn't work, but now I live across the street. Kyle Wicks, you were dead on. Flip the camera around. We got our local horticulturalist here. He owns the horticulture building at the State Fair. His name's Ross Stedman, DNR Roots, DNR Cred. And he's been taking us through everything. Ross, the sun is now, I mean, it's going down. It's going down. It's cold. It's dark. How's that affect the turf?
Well, it is. Things are bouncing a little bit out here, and it could have been that John hit the cart path. I'll be honest with you. But
cement does that.
It's still bouncing. It is getting colder out here. It is officially dark. Why would
wait, we're gaining viewers.
Exactly. The sun angle right now is about equivalent as it would be in March, which is kind of a fun fact. But it is officially dark right now. It will be in about 20 minutes, and we are on hole 5. So that is.
We got a long way to go. Dill's 2 up through 4. We're on the 5th. Greg's in the wilderness searching for the promised land, and Dill's looking for a knife to cut the throat. The match sponsored by the Legit League. Greg with that low, strong hand chips it up toward the hole. It's close. It's tight. It's tidy. It's a tidy. No, we're not that. I can't see that far with one eye, but I think it's a good putt. Typically, Dill gives that putt to kind of mentally mess with people, but I think he knows he can't give that right now because he needs to get closer. We'll get a set of the situation. Let's go walk and talk Caddy Fred. Caddy Fred, can we get a lay of the land real quick? We were a little behind. Human interest story.
So here's the thing. My guy continues to hit solid shots. Even his misses are right where you want.
Now we want to know where people are at, how many holes to get down. What are we lying right now?
All right, right now we've got, I believe, Bob and Dill both up 2 after 4.
We knew that. Nobody cares about Bob. Tell us where your guy is and where Greg is.
Greg is currently 2 down. My guy is...
No, on the hole. On the hole. He just typed it really tight.
Yeah, can we get some...
Hey, real quick, John's hitting from somewhere in the fucking woods again. Zoom doesn't work that far.
Does he?
Oh, we got a prop bet. Oh, that's staying. Nah!
What was the prop bet?
Oh, who cares? All right, back to Fred. Who's putting for what?
Dan is the one wearing the pants. Greg is wearing shorts. Okay, so Greg has that little flag sticker rattle. Yes, for par. My guy Dill has that to go 3 up through 5.
This is to go 3 up through 5. Let's watch this birdie putt from just on the fringe. Bob and Dan are going to putt at the same time for reasons unknown. Dan to win the hole. Well, and he'll roll it outside of Greg. If I'm Greg, I offer good. Actually, no, I don't. I make him putt it. Attaboy. Oh, Greg says finish. Greg looks at Dan and says finish like an angry. Not going to say it. Oh! And Greg with a putt to get back in the match. John, hurry the fuck up. Talk about John's putt and why it's going to go so far past we can't even imagine it.
I don't know. I just can't get past this putter. Makes this I'm going to get naked.
Told you. Boom in the shot. Hey, bad putt in the shot. This is Greg Weaver Chabron with a putt to win the hole to go 1 down after 5. Greg gets 1 back as we go to the 6th here at the match, sponsored by the Legit League.
We're here after hole 5 of the match, sponsored by Legit League, and Dill is up 2. Dill is up 1, and the gap is closing. It looked like he was going to close it out. Eric Pigpen Meyer, I wanted to know what you think of what these strange-looking clouds could possibly be. I've heard a lot of these things in the New York Times, the liberal New York Times, about potential chemicals in the sky.
Oh, it's 100% real. They are turning the frogs gay. Are you kidding me? This is how it happens. The New World Order is happening.
I mean, you've heard it here first.
Where did Dill's drive go? Say it the way you said it to me just now. One more time, but say it that way.
Okay, it just happened. All right, re-envisioning.
Dill hit a drive. It went a different place. One man saw it. He's standing right here. He tried to sell you a roof earlier, and where did it go?
All right, so I'm going to reenact my exact reaction. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. It's under the tree. It's under the pine. We're rekindling. Like, not hard, just
The match, sponsored by the Legit League. This is a big moment in the match. On the 6th hole, Dill duffed a drive. But it's a 3-shot hole for him. He grabs the 3-wood. He did not make the fairway. He'll grab it with that strong grip. Roll it over, pound it up. It's going to turn a little left. Let's see if it gets around the trees. He'll have a shot, though. That's a good, solid shot by the man. 1 hole up here through 5 at the match, sponsored by the Legit League. Your first putt that did not fall there on the 5th green. Dan, talk about the stroke, the read. What happened?
Got to be honest, I'm rushing a little bit, worried about daylight. That was 100% what that was. There was no practice stroke there. I mean, putter face wide open. Just not a good putt, ultimately. So I was prepared to go good with Greg. Smart gamesmanship by him to not give me anything. Yeah, missed the putt. Got to be better.
He's got to be better, but we're at the match, sponsored by the Legit League. He's 1 up through 5, and a lot of people lost a lot of money already because some people had it ending on 7, and it's not going to happen. Let's go find Greg. Right? What do you mean?
If I win the next 2 holes, it's over. 3 and 2.
Did you say the transfusions had messed with my math? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
I think it did, Joe.
Just a little bit?
If I win the next 2 holes, I'm up 3 and 2, and it's over.
A lot of people's bets still alive.
Does that count as ending on 7 or ending on 8?
Ends on 7.
Okay, yeah.
Can't tee off on the next one.
Correct, exactly, yeah. So I could still win this by winning the next 2 holes. But I have work to do that. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but still hope for the bettors out there. And you know what? That's why we played this game, for the bettors. Appreciate you.
Hashtag grow the game. Hashtag JC's Instagram feed. Hashtag the match, sponsored by Legit League and Mercedes. That's a good shot. That's a good shot. That's fine. It's a good shot. I think it's up. You ready? I'm ready when you are. This is a birdie putt for Dill. He will hit it from the fringe. He pounds it. He's got it right enough. Is it hard enough? It's right enough. Like some of the January 6th rioters, right enough, but not hard enough, and they couldn't get the job done. Let's go to Fred real quick. Fred, real quick. We need to know the lay of the land. Dill just missed a putt from the fringe. I think it was for birdie. Is that true?
That was for birdie. That's correct. So he's going to have a good 10 to 12, maybe 15. Who can tell? I have no idea what concept of time or measurement is. I think he's got 12 feet left for par. Greg is in there tight. Similar, no, for par, but it's a...
Make our drinks. Talk and make drinks. Talk and make drinks. Dill for par. He hits it out right.
Go ahead.
Oh, he walks it in! He walks it in! And the 6th hole is electrified by Dan McAdam. Let me tell you what you don't want. Piles of shards of glass. Who's to blame? All right, Greg to tie the hole. At Legit League the match. Oh! Dill 1 up through 6. Bob has a putt to win a match that actually matters. He'll remove the flag himself because we're a bunch of degenerates. Bob, we're going to talk to you while you putt. All right, Bob here to make the putt. If he makes it, he wins. If he 2-putts, Dormy 3. Let's talk to him as he does it.
I'm just going to make it. Could you actually get that out of my face?
I love taking it out of your face. Sub 70. Get all the way there. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Well, Bob has a little work to do here. This is to go Dormy 3. Otherwise, John gets back in the mix. Oh, no, John. 2 down, 3 to play. The game is afoot at the match nobody cares about. Ross, talk about how it gets wetter when it gets darker and colder.
Yeah, so there is condensation happening right now, especially this time of year when you get these quick drops in temperature at night. And can you feel it? Can you feel it right now?
I can feel it.
Feel it? I mean, look at this.
What is that? What is that?
Condensation right here.
Talk about how that happens and why that happens.
It is weather. It is weather, so we're not going to worry too much about that. Greg has run across the street.
Apparently, Greg went to the Porta-John across the street.
At first, he said he was going to pee, and I thought he was definitely taking. Oh, that might be true. I thought he was going to take a knee and piss right in front of the street.
Greg, that was a great half. How are we feeling?
You expect him to make it in this situation. He's going to cling to air, but he taught me well. Drown the fucking puppy, man. Drown him.
Right. All right. So we're gonna walk to. We're gonna go now. We're continuing to descend from the heights of the 5th tee. Now we're gonna go to 7, and 8 will take us lower, and 9 is down by the lake. Talk about what happens in the weather environment with that.
I am concerned about fog forming on the green on 8. I'll be honest with you. So we're gonna have something to keep an eye on here.
Watch for the fog here at the match, sponsored by the Legit League. The fog rolling in off the hills here at Highland. Dill has to battle with that tree. He's got his hand on his hip. I don't know if he's hit yet. How would we actually cut this video into a real thing we could watch?
Well, he's going to have to – you're going to –
Who's he? Use names.
Dennis is going to have to sit in the same room as Fred.
Terrible. What a bummer. What a bummer.
They're going to have to airdrop.
How does airdrop work? Is it the aliens?
Yeah.
The Russians too?
Because technically we are aliens to others. You know?
We are aliens to others here at the match on the 7th green, sponsored by the Legit League. All right, that's Steve just letting it out. All right, Greg to shoot. What are we shooting for? He's going to hit it as it happens. Oh, shnikes. Oh, let's zoom in, let's zoom in, let's zoom in. What was that for? So he's in for 4. What does Dill have? Oh, Nelly! Everyone's putting for par. Should they both score par or bogey, Bob will go Dormy 2. If Bob wins here, it's over. He wins 3 and 2. Dill from the fringe. He'll walk up. He's made a lot of excuses tonight. I was rushing. It's cold. It's dark. He's going to go through the fringe. He's got 2 inches of fringe. It's down the hill. It should work to his left. The red putter through the ball. Is it going to stay on that line? Is it going to stay on the line? It drifted right, and there's a little bit of meat still cooking on the bone. Now, we step into the match that nobody gives a shit about.
Putting for the win.
Outstanding. Kind of, because if you both make it, you have to go to the next hole.
Putting for the win.
We'll look down the line with Bob as he makes the putt. Is it high enough? I think it is. I think it is. I love everything about it. I do. Oh, Nelly, what a putt, Bob. From St. Louis Park. John to claw another one back. Like a guy delaying his engagement. That's right. Let's talk to John because it's going to take about an hour for him to hit this shot. John, real quick, thoughts on hashtag #CommitToMel? He doesn't want anything to do with that. We'll back away. The granite is back and through. Did he do it? Oh, no. I don't know if I'm giving that. This is a putt. We're going to call it 6 feet up the hill. Dan McAdam. This is to tie the hole. Greg's in for 4. This is for 4. Otherwise, we're all square going to the 8th. Putter back. He lifts it, and it's through, and he's got it. And we're real excited to be here. Dan McAdam, 1 up, 2 to play here at the match. Sponsored by the Legit League. Hole in 1 to win from Bob way back. Way back. Oh, it's so good. It's up. Oh, Bob sticks it close. Sometimes you buy internet clubs. Talk about why Sub 70 made it possible.
Sub 70 makes it possible because a poor guy like me still wants to golf. That's why I play at Highland National with Sub 70 clubs. These cost, I think, $60 for 45 clubs. I don't know exactly what the pricing model is. I don't know how it works. Something about China, but I like it.
The match sponsored by Sub 70. Thanks for being here. No, I understand. I understand. Greg
holding
pures
it.
Greg
Holding it.
pures it.
Anonymous question. Is the cart girl watching because JC is live? That's my question. It's anonymous. This is anonymous. You can't ask me that. It is illegal.
Dan McAdam, 1 up, 2 to play. Could ice it here to win 2-1 and win everybody a pretty penny. Greg is on the green. We whisper from the back. Oh, no. Oh, no. It's hole number 8. It's hole number 8. This was talked about in the pregame. People were chatting on the message boards. Hole number 8. The chickens have come home to roost. Dan McAdam on the 8th hole, his bugaboo. The hole with the architecture he despises. Flares it hard right into the hazard. Dan is alive. This is Dan's second from the trees. No, this is Dan. This is out of bounds. Dan, real quick, local man peas. Local man does things local men do. Dan McAdam, his second shot, 1 up with 2 to play. Oh, he's gonna fuck with the hazard. Greg is on the green, we believe. We've not been to check it out. We believe he's on the green. Club switch.
My heart is pounding.
Throbbing.
I'm nervous for him.
It's a pretty good out. Peric, we're going to invite, this is Joe Kohler here at the match, sponsored by the Legit League. We have a guest caller right now. It's Peric Pajamana, who's here to talk about whatever Greg's about to do. Peric, take us through this putt and take us all the way till it goes in the hole.
All right, well, he's going to miss it low, and it's going to go long. That's my prediction.
Don't make predictions. Don't stop talking.
Well, it's a tough putt. It's hard to keep this high enough and short enough. Oh, God, he did it. He did it.
That's a good putt.
He did it. What a great putt. I mean, I did not think he could hit that putt.
This is for Dill for 4. And would force Greg to make. It was force Greg to make. And Dill will pick up the mark. We're all square going to the 9th. And the match lives up to billing here at Highland National. John, are you still alive? You're live on the recording of the official match documentary. They are now all square as they go to the 9th. You're the only man who bet that it would go extra holes. How did you know this would happen?
I knew it was going to happen. I told you it was the easiest lock of the night with the most value. I told you that.
All square as we go to the 9th fairway. Greg, you've battled back. It has not been your night until late. Tell us how you got back into this.
I told you on the 50, 1 shot at a time. I meant it. I'm a man of my word.
Crawling like a child, the child that he is. 1 hand, 1 knee, 1 foot in front of the other. He crawls his way back. What do you need to do? Do you think you can finish this here on the 9th?
Well, of course I can finish it here.
Do you think you will finish it here?
That, I got to focus on myself. So I'm going to go and try to birdie this thing, right? But first, put it on the green.
Deep inside, deep in the interior. Is your ball in the fairway?
That's what I thought. I don't know, because it's dark.
It's not that dark. I only have one eye. I can see plenty. All right. Dill's just hit his second shot. He's got to hook it around the trees. Eric, you got it? Okay. Just a little deep. Dill's deep in an all-square match. Now, Greg, from 152 out, Greg with the match on the line. It was chunky, but it might be short enough. Where'd it go? Is it right or is it in the trap? Way short, way short. Greg chunks it. Dill nukes it. We go toward the 9th green here at the match, sponsored by the Legit League. This is a chip for Greg. I want you to call it. Greg here. He's all square. He's battled back. Go ahead, Greg.
All right,
you speak on it.
First off, inexcusable that you come in and interrupt me during my interview with JC. Inexcusable.
We're working together. We're working together.
I'll take the interview. One pause. But big take. I've got $2, 2-1, up and down. That's a great looking shot. Oh my goodness, look at that. That's fine. That's a 15-footer. Hey. Some people say a lot of meat. Nuh-uh. No, that's flank steak, baby. Thin. You got it.
Flank steak, thin, baby. You got it. We go to the green. This is Dill's 3rd shot. Greg has, let's call it 17 feet for birdie, for par, I should say. This is Dill. If he makes this, he wins the match. Dill's through. It's up. It's soft. It's supple. It rolls out. It's a good shot. It's a solid shot. We've got par putts, and we're all square on the 9th green. Real quick, the sun has set. It's getting particularly chilly. Let's go to our local agronomist. Ross, what does this mean for the match?
Well, I got to say, based on how my hands are feeling, I got to imagine, I'd be putting with a glove if I were them, to be provocative.
Left hand low, one glove.
So I would be with a glove. Just get a little feel on that, because, I got right now, it's like I can't.
Where even are you?
The only thing right now. So I'm glad I'm not golfing for a number of reasons tonight. So did you see the fog on 8?
I did. It rolled in kind of like in the Bay Area, right across the Golden Gate Bridge. I felt I was in Napa.
I think Greg's got he did put his Patagonia on. He said he doesn't like to get too hot, but also doesn't like to get cold. So it's a little confusing as to what his strategy was.
We'll see what his strategy is here. This is a par putt to force Dill to make. He hits it out high. It's not going to break that far. It's not going to break that far. And Dan McAdam will have a putt to win the match. That putt is not given. Greg must mark because we're here winning real things at a real golf league. This putt is actually downhill. It doesn't feel like it, but it's going toward Hamlin. It's going to move right to left. Dan looks twice. Putter is down. He puts the putter back, forward press. The ball is through. It's going to be left and low, and everybody has a putt to make. Does Greg offer good? And we're going to go extras! We're going to go extras, and Jordan Nady wins some money! We've gone from up to down to up to down to tied. Dan McAdam, how are you feeling going to the extra playoff right now?
I mean, obviously frustrated. Feel like I should have put this away, but Greg absolutely struck the ball down the stretch, so I'm happy to have a chance at it.
Greg, talk about the fact that you were playing like dog shit and you're still in the hunt here right now. Go ahead.
That's absolutely right. Yeah. What do you want from me?
So Greg will chip, well, as in the ancient Roman tradition. Oh, no. I don't know. Which one is it? So Greg has gone far, long. John is touching the grass. John just molested the grass to show it was a grass molestation. John said he did touch the grass and he rubbed it hard. Now Dill to get closer, then Greg. Oh, it's going to be salty. That's a good shot by Dill. It's trickling. It's still trickling. Oh, what a shot. Greg is putting through the shadows. This is up the hill. We'll go away from that phone. We'll go over here. You can hang that up. Did you hang that up? Good job. Greg to make it 2. Up the hill, in the water, in the wet. All right, real quick, let's go. Steve O'Meala's Honda Accord is there. Let's go real quick to Ross. Ross, on a night like this, under the lights of a Honda Accord, what do we expect for the grass to do?
Yeah, I don't think the Honda lights are going to do anything different, but look how bumpy this grass is. Have you seen this grass?
Not like you've seen it.
No, so this is going to be a bent. I think the green is going away from us, even though everything breaks toward Hamlin. It is a little deceiving. I think it's a little bit concerning here for Dill. I think he's going to put it in, though. Watch this.
To win the match. They're both short. Let's see what they say. Let's see if Greg offers. Greg does not offer. Dill is home. Greg must make this to extend the match. I like that. John drunkenly stumbling in, asking if he wants it out. Hashtag commit to Mel. This is going to be Miss Low. I'll tell you that right now. This is going to be Miss Low.
I would miss this putt.
Oh, and he buries it. We go to a second playoff here at the match. Dill has to go to this hole. Dill from the benches. It's an up chip. Oh, it's a hell of a good chip. It's a really good chip. He's going to have 3.5 feet. And it's up to Greg. Weaver, Chabron.
We talk about the lip on the cup right now. Can you see that in the camera?
I can. Can the camera see the elevated lip? Ross, our agronomist, has seen it. Ross, talk about what that means.
Well, I mean, it could literally put this shot anywhere. I think if the downhill putt will be fine, that's a long putt. I think both of them will be fine, but that is we're gonna have to give some feedback to the Highland National team. You can't have that on a championship course like this.
That's an orange tee mark. We've got Dan casting a shadow on Greg's line. Greg for a big putt here on the second playoff hole of the match, sponsored by the Legit League. Greg behind the ball. This will not be high enough. I can tell you that right now. This ball is going low and left. Ball's through, and it is. Oh! Greg Weaver, Nation brings the thunder down. And it's up to Dan McAdam to extend the match. Oh, my word. A hush falls over the crowd as Bob, who won a match nobody gives a shit about, holds a camera up. That's the sound of my drink. Now Dan, back. He shuffles the feet. He'll go through and down. And it lifts out! It's Greg Weaver, the winner in 2 playoff holes for the match. Holy Toledo! That's why you play the games. Let's go to Stove Oatmeal real quick. What? Oh, let's go to Greg. Sure. Greg, you missed a huge putt to go 1-up-on-1. You were down until you battled back 7, 8, and 9. Talk us through the playoff holes in particular. What kind of strength did you find deep in your soul that the Lord provided to help you do this?
Just had to have fun. Enjoyed it a lot. There's no one I respect more as a competitor than Dan McAdam. I want to say that. And he knows that. I think he knows that.
Dan, do you know that nobody respects you more as a competitor than Greg?
No one I respect more.
Oh, okay. Understood. What did you see in that last putt? What did you see in that last putt? Everybody in the world thought you were going to miss it low and left.
It was absolutely a right to lefter, and I got not lucky, but I mean, it just lipped in, right? Yeah.
Talk more about your golf game. Is it strategic or is it just luck?
Here's what I do. Tonight especially, some luck involved, but I'm a feel player. I feel the ball.
Talk to me about feeling balls.
So unlike Fred Smith, who has spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on his golf game with
It's a great time to break in. Brought to you by Tito's. Greg, I have to say, we've had a hell of a time watching this match. It's been back and forth. It's been up and down. Nothing says back and forth and up and down quite like the 3 contents in this glass here. We've got a little bit of Tito's. We've got a lot of ginger ale, and we've got a lot of grape. Greg, I'm telling you right now, on behalf of the match, on behalf of Tito's, on behalf of the Legit League, congratulations. This trans for you.
Thank you.
There it is. And you know what? We're really happy to have you here. Thanks for tuning in tonight. It's Greg Weaver in 2 extra holes. They're playoff holes. He wins it after being down. He comes all the way back, buries a 15-footer. Greg Weaver defeats Dan Dill McAdam in the match. Sponsored by the Legit League. Greg, the last word to you. What do you want to tell all the kids out there who are inspired by your performance tonight?
Oh, man. There's nothing to tell kids. Global warming probably has us all fucked, so sorry about that.
There it is. You heard it here first. Greg Weaver's the winner. Thanks for tuning into the match. Sponsored by the Legit League. We'll see you next year. And now it's time for Stove to get naked. Yeah, do it. How's that work? He's not going to answer. He hates it. He never answers my phone calls. He never answers my texts. What's that? What's that?
People, and in the background, like something happens. We have no.
Oh, what's the question? Dude, you should have heard the car ride. You go in the car. He goes like, "How about that, man? Gio, guy we golf is fucking 40, huh? That's something. How about that? That's something, isn't it?" Why is there a switchblade on the thing? If you get Stove when he hits the vape pen, it's like a fucking train from the 30s, just blowing smoke into the air, like just coal everywhere. Stove's here. Quick note, fun anecdote about Stove is I was about to go into a meeting today, taking bets online. I got a phone call from Stove. Hello? Yeah, I want to make a bet. quickly ran down his bet. We were off the phone in 30 seconds. I was both aroused and alive at that point. Felt wrong, but also right. Just like I think Greg's going to feel right now when he puts this close. That's my prediction. Whose time are we on? God's or yours?
Well, technically, always God's, right?
Thank you. All is gift. Let's go back to where he lives, though. Do you have a house?
I do own a house. Right.
What a bragger. Let's move on here. We're on the 7th green. Dill has that to make a 4. What's up, Antifa?
Antifa?
Talk about why you're overthrowing the government.
This feels like a race thing. I'm not buying in.
That's hurtful. Get out here, panda jerk! Outstanding. So, as our medical correspondent, how would you feel your body's holding up? You are you're a physical specimen. You're obviously the fittest guy in the league. You're on the 5th hole. It's a time when other people start to wilt. Why are you stronger now than you were at the start?
I'm the best there ever is, and there's no contest. I'm sorry to tell you, but this is what peak performance looks like.
Oh my God. His phone away. Oh my God, look at this guy. that was like what? Fucking
Stay with the shot.
All right, let's do it. What are we doing?
Here's the deal. On the Wednesday before I wrote the lines, I stayed up really late having a lot of alcohol. So then I was pretty tired the next day, and everyone was like, write the lines. So I wrote them, but I wrote them kind of silly. I wasn't paying attention. I was exhausted. Welcome to JC Dillahunty's Instagram account. It's an app I don't have nor know how to use, but if you hit that little like button, apparently you can follow me around town. It's like they put a chip in my head. Everybody knows where I am. Is anybody there?
Welcome, Jordan.
Jordan, good to see you, buddy. Hoping that your bets come through, buddy. Thanks for making the change. It was a smart change on your betting card, too, bud. That's golf. All right, Greg.
Gay frogs? Never heard of it. But only in St. Paul.
Rekindling under the pine. Dill's dead. Greg's on the warpath. Buckle up.
My dick is so warm right now.
John now to putt. Nobody cares. Let's talk to Steve real quick. Steve, this is related but unrelated to the match sponsored by the Legit League. We saw on the interwebs that you requested a trade for the Ryder Cup. Talk about what led to that decision and how things turned out for you there.
Well, after speaking it over with my support group, I just felt that it was or could have been better for my family, better for I. There's just been a lot of things going on personally. And, seeing the struggles that Team OWI has had in the past, 8 or 9 years. I think they're 8-8 or 0-9.
0-8.
I thought I could bring something to that team and at the same time benefit myself, just outside of golf as well. Just give me a fresh perspective. So I brought it up to league management and ultimately was given no explanation except for the fact that, teams are as is. So, you know what? I mean, I don't have to agree with their decision, but I will oblige by the decision. And I'm going to kick the fuck out of Team OW right now. So,
Bob's the winner of the undercard. It's a match nobody wanted and nobody cared about. Let's talk to Devani's Hot Hoagies. Real quick, your favorite hot hoagie on the menu.
Devani's is a pizza place, not a hoagie place. Get your life together.
Check out Cleveland and Grand for pizzas, not hoagies. Devani's, sponsor of the match, sponsored by the Legit League. Bob, when did you know you won?
Well, so let's talk about winning.
Let's talk about winning.
I walked back and I saw John peeing, and his cock is so huge. It seems like he might be winning, actually. So I don't know.
It's tough to know. It's tough.
Riddle me that.
It's tough to know. It's tough to know when you don't know what the game is. But Bob is the winner. Bob, does that secure your spot in the top 4? Bob's spot remains secure. It secures JC's spot. Let's go to John, who had a chance to make the top 4. It just didn't happen. Kind of like Matt Campbell going to Nebraska. Let's talk about John.
Well, that certainly isn't going to happen. Matt Campbell is not going to Nebraska.
Matt Campbell's not going to Nebraska as much as John Leatherman's not going to the top 4. John, real quick, lay it on us. Hashtag commit to Mel. Why not now, but why later?
Well, I just didn't really play that well tonight, so it didn't go well. Sometimes you have it, sometimes you don't. Different different environment. Real different with on-course interviews. It's a real different thing here, I'm telling you.
The lights shine bright, and the little man from Des Moines Roosevelt, the Rough Rider, can't hang. But you know what? Here's the deal. He's ready for the Tour Championship, and he's ready for the Ryder Cup. John, what are you looking forward to most in the Ryder Cup this year?
An OWI win.
You heard it here first. This is the match sponsored by the Legit League. Yeah, yonder. Just go ahead and molest the grass again, you pervert. Not with people's lives, neither should you. I believe Sponder's what you call a cougar. The nose plays. Greg lines it up. Perrick looks like he doesn't know where he is.
Like one of those videos, what's it called, with like all the sounds real close up? Steve, what's it called? Thought you'd have it. It sounds sexual. ASMR.
It does.
It
It's
is.
sexual if you want it to be. Give me that cup. That's sexual if you want it to be. Still for her.
Yeah, come on. We got a guy with a microphone and a camera here. We talking? Did anybody shoot it? What the hell are we doing here? Like, Christ, this is what we're doing right now. Come on, these are professionals.
Speaking of porta potties that Greg used, that was kind of my thing back in the DNR days. Is I was like, I would help make sure the porta potties were clean. I mean, that is the state government at work. It's like, that's taxpayer dollars right there, and I know you appreciate.
That's why we pay your taxes. Never get mad if you're paying more taxes. It just means you're making more money. What are we mad about? Just the smoke just rolled in. Let's check on whatever you're smoking. Hey, real quick, what's in that? What's in that?
Middle of a bet.
Was it plus 300? I think it was.
Yeah, it was plus 300. Easiest bet of the night. Best value, easiest bet.
Wow. Let me tell you this. Dill's been shitting it down his pants. He's had this locked
and I
up.
knew it. And how many times does he blame the course?
We don't have officially that yet. We'll get that, I'm sure, after he loses to Greg on the 12th.
Yes.
Well, we wish you were here. Stove is just out here slinging roost.
Slinging roost, bro.
What do you mean? River Falls guy.